Sometimes you may find that there aren't enough common points between the two models you've created to be able to align the chunks properly using the software, and in that case we need to use markers, our own markers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off everything in the background, any distractions, and we need to start off by trying to move the objects so that they're roughly into position. Right, and that can be done up here. Move object. So let's move it into the middle there, roughly to where our other chunk is. We now want to rotate the object. Okay, so let's try that. Let's go to chunk 1 again. It's not too bad. So maybe we can move this chunk over that way a little bit. Flip back to chunk 2. It's not too bad. Move the object around, get a side-on view. When doing this, I always like to work in orthographic view. So at the moment it's in perspective. I like to go to orthographic, which can be done by pressing number 5 on your keypad. So it looks like that. Chunk 1, go back to chunk 2. It's a little bit of trial and error to begin with, but I'm pretty happy with that. Now that we've done that, we need to find common points between the two models. This can be quite time consuming. Let's have a look here. Okay, so these marks here appear on the other model. So let's look at this one here. There seems to be a dark patch there. Let's go to add a marker, and that's now point 1. If we go to the other model, okay, so here, this is where we need to be. These marks again, it's here, and there's that dark mark there. So let's add a marker there, and that is also point 1. And now we're going to have to do this around the whole object, trying to space out the points as much as we can so that all of it aligns properly. This can be quite time consuming, but will be worth it in the end. Now that we've picked out our 6 common points on each of our models, we can go up to Workflow, Align Chunks. Now we only want to select the chunks that we're hoping to align, and rather than point-based method, we're going to go to marker-based and click OK. And we can see how well it's done. And that looks to be pretty good. So let's see how good it actually is by going up to Workflow, Merge Chunks, and we will just merge the ones that we want. And okay, and we see a new merge chunk appear. We select that, and there we go. Now, as you can see, there's a seam across here, which means we didn't get our points in the right place. In fact, you can see these points have come in but are slightly misaligned. It looks like points 1 and 2 are pretty good. 4, 5 and 6 might need a bit of work. So we're going to go to the reference panel here, select 4, 5 and 6 and remove them. We're then going to go to our other chunk and do the same thing. Delete those 3 points. They're no good. And now we're going to work on it again, see if we can find some better points. It's not always easy finding the points that you need. I'm going to try and run it again I've taken away those 3 points and added in 2 more. And let's see how we get on. So let's merge these ones back together. And fingers crossed, that looks a bit better. That does look a bit better. There's still a little bit, just a little bit of a gap between those two there. The rest of it seems to have come together quite nicely. So I think what we'll do here is we will remesh it. So workflow, build a mesh, and what you're doing now is effectively reskinning it. Okay, so here we are. Let's just hide those markers. That's looking pretty good, I should say. Now, as we've added a new mesh on, it means that we've lost our textures from the previous ones. So you're going to have to go up to workflow, build texture, and then you'll be able to export it. Now, because we'd already given our 2 individual models scale, that scale carries into these ones, so it should still work. And that is how you merge 2 chunks together.